Welcome to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries, old-fashioned Southern cooking. Hey guys, welcome back to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries. This evening, we're going to make something that is really delicious, and this is so easy you will not believe. We're going to make a homemade Hershey's chocolate pie, and this is going to be done in the microwave, guys. So anyway, give me just a minute, and I'm going to show you everything that goes into this. Okay guys, here we go. Alright, first thing you're going to need, by the way, I have this in my little recipe book. I'm going to go by because I can't remember them all, by heart. But anyway, you are going to need a 1/3 cup of cornstarch, okay? And then you're going to need 1 1/4 cups of just white granulated sugar. You are going to need a 1/2 cup of Hershey's cocoa. Then you're going to need 3 cups of milk. I don't have that out yet, but I will get it out when we need it. You are going to need 4 tablespoons of butter. Now I get mine out a little bit ahead of time, okay, and kind of let it be getting not quite room temperature, but maybe almost. And then you're going to need 1 1/2 teaspoons of the vanilla. I use the pure vanilla, but you can use whatever kind that you want to use. And then you're just going to need some of the Cool Whip. This is the generic brand. This is the name brand. But now this I've had for a little bit. I used some of this on the peanut butter pie that I made, and I still had quite a bit left over. And when you have leftover Cool Whip like this, y'all, all you gotta do is put it in your freezer. Just put your lid on it and put it in your freezer. It don't hurt it at all. See, that's what I still have left of my Cool Whip from the peanut butter pie. So we're gonna use some of that, and this might actually be enough. I don't know, we'll have to see. But we've gotta I wanna tell y'all, we've gotta let this pie cool so it's got chill, so we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for a little while. So I may just be able to make the pie up with y'all tonight. And then tomorrow, I'll come back, more than likely to be tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'll come back and we'll decorate the top of it with the whipped cream. So I just want to let the pie get good and cold, before I start decorating it. So, but the last thing you're going to need is, you're going to need a 9-inch graham cracker pie crust, okay? And if you want to use the chocolate, feel free to do that. You can use the Oreo, you can use the Keebler chocolate. It's really good. As a matter of fact, I used the Keebler chocolate pie crust. I used it on peanut butter pie because I couldn't find an Oreo, because the Oreo goes better with the peanut butter pie, but it was still really good, guys. So anyway, y'all, that's all you're going to need that goes into this pie. So give me just a minute and we'll get this going. Okay, guys, here we go. All right. If you've got a batter bowl like this, you're better off to use one of these to mix this ingredients together with. This is just a Pampered Chef batter bowl, but if you've got one of these, it is better to do this and to mix this in because of the ingredients that you put in. It's deep enough and wide enough and everything to whisk. But, if you don't have one, you can use a regular bowl. And then, just make sure it's a microwave safe bowl, though, y'all, before you start mixing in your bowl, whatever kind, if you're not using one of these, okay? Now, you want a wire whisk if you have one. If you don't have one, that's okay. Just whisk it up the best you can, because we're going to have to do a lot of whisking, okay, to get this pie to mix up good. Okay, so first we are going to add the 1/3 cup of the cornstarch, okay? 1/3 cup of cornstarch to our bowl, to our batter bowl. And then what you're going to do with this, guys, you're going to mix all your dry ingredients together first, okay? So now we need 1 1/4 cup of white sugar. Here is 1 cup of the white granulated sugar. We're going to put that in there. And we're going to do 1/4, okay? And here goes the quarter. The last dry ingredient we're going to add a half a cup of Hershey's cocoa. I don't know about you all, but I like to watch videos. I like to see what's going on down in the bowl or whatever somebody's making instead of watching them do their thing, right? So now what we're going to add is the cocoa. So like I said, we are going to add a half a cup of the Hershey's cocoa. I'm going to get it up just like this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw that in there, even though it might be a little bit extra, but it ain't going to hurt a thing. Now we're going to go ahead and add our half a cup of our Hershey's cocoa. Now, since we've got all of our dry ingredients in our bowl, we are going to whisk all of our dry ingredients together first, and then we're going to add the milk, okay? Whisk all of our dry ingredients together. Just takes a minute, though, y'all, to get this together, and I'll tell you what I do. I also use my my spatula because it is a big help. So let me do that. I'm going to make you just a rubber spatula, kind of go around your bowl a little bit and pull some of that cocoa off the sides of it. That's what I do. And just kind of fold your cornstarch and your sugar in with your cocoa. You'll see that's coming up off the bottom. You want to make sure all this is whisked in very good. Sometimes, now this is my opinion, that whisk, sometimes the whisk don't always pull it all in together, I don't think. So I just gently use my spatula to do this. And then I'll go back to my whisk once I feel like I've got everything off the bottom of my bowl, like my cornstarch, and get it mixed in, see. See, I was still pulling some of that off the bottom, so we need to make sure that it's off of there. Because we want this pie, you want your pie to be a smooth chocolate pie. That's what I say, there's going to be a lot of whisking involved in this, y'all. I mean, that's just the way this pie is made. Okay? So what we'll do now is we'll go back to the whisk just for a minute. We're going to whisk this in and whisk some of that cocoa in. And that cocoa is really good. It's not real lumpy or anything, so I'm glad to see that. But sometimes some of that cocoa, when you get it out, it can be really lumpy. So, okay, I think we got it all. Hey guys, I just want to give you a little tip here. When you're done whisking all your ingredients together, if you're using a see-through batter bowl like I am, hold your bowl up to the light and look at the bottom and make sure everything is blended in well. If you still see some laying in the bottom, make sure you take a rubber spatula and pull that off the bottom because all this needs to be blended very well. Just thought I'd let y'all know that. Okay, so now is when we are going to go ahead and get our milk. Okay, so we're going to need 3 cups. I use 2%. I said we're going to pour 3 cups of milk into this. Here goes 1 cups. And here goes 3. I know it looks like it all ain't going to hold it, don't it? It will. Just have to be careful when you whisk it. Get this whisked in. Our milk. So, we want to whisk this well. Okay? So let's get this whisked first. Just kind of start out slow, guys. You don't have to do this fast. Just start out slow. And then I'll use my spatula to kind of go around the sides of my bowl. Just whisk this in. And make sure you get this really well. Because you want to get that cornstarch mixed in your cocoa. And a wire whisk, you know, is usually a little better for this, but I know sometimes not everybody has a wire whisk, you know, so you have to use what you got, y'all. You just have to do that. That's what I always say. Use what you got. See, I still see some of that dry. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get me my rubber spatula, and I'm going to go around the bowl again, like we did a minute ago, to pull those ingredients off the sides. Okay. So let's do that, and then I'm just going to kind of stir it in a little bit more and make sure there is nothing on the bottom of my bowl, because you do not want that, because we're getting ready to put this soup. See what I mean, guys? It's easy to splash out all over you. We're going to put this in the microwave, so it really needs to be blended well. I'm sorry if I've said that a bunch of times, but it really does. So I'm not filling anything in there. I think the whisk has done pretty good with mixing it up. But I always lift it up, like I said, and I always kind of look just to be sure that there's nothing down there. And I'm not seeing anything. So that means we're good. And it looks like we've got it all blended pretty good together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some more whisking just for a minute, just to be sure. Now this will kind of start to get a little frothy on the top, and that's normal. That's basically what you want. It just kind of starts getting that way. When you stop whisking it, you can see it starts kind of getting a little frothy on top. So just whisk, whisk, whisk. As hard as you can whisk this, y'all. All right, you've got to be sure that's blended. That's important. Okay. Now let's see what I think here. I think if it's ready to go, because if you see any little bits of stuff, that means you need to whisk it more, like cornstarch, or if you see little bits of cocoa, just try to whisk that in and try to get it all whisked in the best you can. I go from the bottom of my bowl, and then I kind of bring my whisk up, and then I kind of get on top of it and kind of whisk on the top as well. Instead of being just on the bottom of my bowl all the time, I get the top and the bottom really well. That's just how I do it. Alright, I think we're about done with this, and we can go ahead and put this in the microwave. So let me get the side scraped. Okay, y'all. Alright, what we're going to do now is we are going to place this in the microwave on, just a high setting in your microwave, okay? And we're going to put it in there, and we're going to put this on 3 minutes, all right? And then when it goes off, we're going to take it back out, and we're going to whisk it really good again, okay? And then we're going to have to put it back in, and we're going to do the same thing. But I'll go through that with you as we do this. So give me just a minute. Okay, guys, I just got it out of the microwave. We are going to whisk this well, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this back in the microwave for 3.5 minutes more. Okay, guys, I've got it back out again. Now we're going to whisk this again, okay? And then we're going to put this back in for 3 more minutes. Now, the next time that we put this in for 3 minutes, this should start getting thick. It should start getting thick and creamy. Now, if by chance, because everybody's microwaves are different wattage, so if by chance it's not thick and creamy, you need to put it back in the microwave and turn it on and cook it until it does get thick and creamy, okay? Because my microwave is only a 900 watt. Some people have 1,000 watt, and those are a little stronger than what I'm using. So if it doesn't turn out that way, we'll put it back in for another 3 minutes, and we'll whisk it, and we'll see where we're at, okay? So far, it's not got to that point, but it will, okay? All right, so I've whisked it in again, and that's what you want to do. Just whisk, 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 okay? Let me whisk kind of on the top like. And then we're going to put this back in the microwave, so give me just... Okay, guys. I got it out of the microwave. Now look at here. See how thick and creamy that is? That is exactly what you want, but you want to really whisk this, okay? You're going to just do this really well. But basically, it's almost like the thickness is kind of like pudding, and that's what you want, okay? It's exactly. Okay, so now that we have got this thick and creamy, we are going to add, we have got to add our butter and our vanilla to this. So let's go ahead and add our vanilla, okay? And we need 1.5 teaspoons of the vanilla. Go ahead and add that. And I like to add just a little extra vanilla. There's one. And then I just add a few little drops more. Nothing major, just a few drops, and that's it. And that's all the vanilla that you're going to need, okay? And then what we're going to do is we are going to add our butter to this. And we're going to mix this well until the butter has completely melted in the chocolate, okay? So let's get our butter out. This is 4 tablespoons of butter, and it's almost room temperature, but not quite. Okay, on my hands. All right, we're just going to whisk this in, and the butter will melt because this is hot. And when you go to take your bowl out of your microwave, y'all, listen, be very careful about that. My whisk, let's see what's going on. Okay, be careful because your bowl can get hot. Any bowl, I don't care what kind of bowl you use, it can get hot. So we're just going to keep whisking this in. So just keep whisking this in very well. And our butter, looks like our butter has completely melted in this, y'all. Because you do want this as creamy as you can possibly get it. You know, it should be creamy anyway. After you whisk it in, you know, a few times from the microwave. But this is a really easy pie recipe. But like I said, okay, I think we've got this mixed in good. Now all we're going to do is we're going to get ready to pour this into our graham cracker crust. All right, let's rake all this off the side because we want to make sure all this is mixed together, you know, even on the sides. So make sure you get all that off your sides of your bowl. And then I just take my spatula and I run through mine a little bit just to make sure that everything is smooth and that butter has completely melted. Because in my opinion, a whisk doesn't always do the job. I mean, it's a good thing to have. Especially for, you know, putting it in the microwave and taking it out and having to whisk something together like puddings and pies. It is good. But there's just some things that you need to use a rubber spatula for. And this is one of them, just to make sure that everything was melted. You know, you want to make sure your butter and everything like that is melted into your chocolate. You don't want to go to pouring in your pie crust and then find butter, a clump of butter somewhere, you know. So see there? Everything is good. It's all blended good. It looks good and creamy. I seem to be happy with that. So we're going to take this and we're going to pour this into our pie crust. So let me get this off my spatula a little bit. I'm on a pie crust. Okay, let me get this plastic piece off. I saved these top pieces, guys. I don't know if y'all knew this. They got a recipe on the back here for strawberry mousse pie and stuff, but I don't ever make that. But these, I always say to put over my pie like this. So don't throw these away because that's what these are for. These are handy for that, okay? Just hang on to that. Okay, so we're going to pour this chocolate into our graham cracker pie crust. Okay, right now we're going to do that. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to pour this in, and we may have some extra of this. More than likely we will. Just keep it as level as possible. I can already tell mine's already going to start hardening up already. You can already tell that. It's stiffening. And this stuff is so good. You'll fall in love with this. And it's so easy to make, guys. So easy. Give it a little taste. Oh my goodness. Lord, that is so good, guys. Man. Lordy have mercy. You all will really like this pie. I'm telling you, it's that easy. It's so easy to make, as you've seen. So I'm going to do you a homemade, easy Hershey's chocolate pie. And you just can't beat anything better than a Hershey's homemade chocolate pie. It's part of it. I'm going to put it in a little dish and put some graham cracker over it. Maybe top it with a whipped cream. Make a little pudding cup or something. And, you know, be something, a little something sweet. So anyway, y'all, the lid off, y'all, until your pie is completely cool. Then put your lid on your pie, okay? Guys, welcome back to part 2 of putting our Cool Whip on top of our chocolate pie that we made. And I told you I wanted to wait until it cooled down and until it set. So it set completely. So let me get you down here so we can get some whipped topping on this and we can be done with this. So anyway, give me just a minute, guys. So here we go. Alright, I'm going to take this top off. Okay. I kind of messed it up on one side just a little bit over here, but it's alright. I'm going to save this lid. Okay. This is set up perfect, y'all. Okay. It really is. It turned out great. So I'm happy with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to start with this one because this is the one I had left over from when I made the peanut butter pie. So I'm going to start with that one first, okay? So let me open our Cool Whip. And I'm gonna try to use the star tip of my decorating bags. That one and maybe the rose petal. We'll see. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Might look crazy, but we're going to see how it will do. And this Cool Whip might just be too thin. I don't know. But let's start with let's start with some rose tips. See what happens with that. I mean, I might be able to do it. I may not. Who knows? I'm not a pie decorator, cake decorator, or anything like that by no means. So all we're going to do, let me bring you up a little bit, guys. I'm going to take this bag. I'm just going to kind of fold it over like this. I'm going to pull it apart so I can get this down in there. And I'm just going to dip me out some whipped cream, and I'm going to put it down this bag like this. Okay. Is a little better when you leave it partially frozen to do this. Okay. It really is. Shake it down. Okay. Just shake. Shake that down. And that song, shake your booty. I don't think y'all have heard that, but I have. Anyway, let's try this out and see what we get. Don't go around this, guys. I'm just going to make a design. I'm not going to worry about how pretty it is, really. We're just going to kind of make a little ruffle out of the rose petal. Pretty cool. Well, if I could keep it in line, it'd be much better, but, you know, let me start over here, guys, because it seems like I can do this a little bit better that way than I can the other way. Okay, let me put a little bit right over here because I kind of messed that up. Alright, this back on my tip here. It's the star tip. And I think for beginners like me, I think it's easier to use the star tip myself. Okay, alright, let's just make some designs. We're just going to kind of go around and make little puffy things. There we go. It's kind of pretty. How pretty is that? I'm going to cover this up over here, though. We've got some spots here that need to be covered. See, I'm not used to working with these. You just got to get used to it first, and then you can do okay. Squeeze this on down. Fill in some of these little spots. It's open. Chocolate part there. All right, y'all. We have got that. Guys, thanks for watching. And this pie is delicious and it's so easy to make. And if you don't mind to go to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries and like and follow, share, I would appreciate it. And if you don't mind to go to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. So listen, y'all stay safe and always remember to keep God in your heart and God in your life. Bye.